11 seconds early. Here we go. Let's do this for everybody who's watching on YouTube and Twitch. And we're going to be going live on.
We already are live.
We are live. We are live. We're going to go live on Instagram too. So if you're joining us on Instagram, welcome. This is the first time we've done an Instagram live for the Sunday Super Sunday wrap up. We've got our international panel of guests here. I got the wrong brand up right now, so let's get rid of that real quick. So we can see we have starting here, we've got me, Rosales Comics, we've got Chillmonger, we've got Cole, and we've got Kitty. Good morning, everybody.
Rosales, you're such a liberal. You're just tokenizing us and making us feel like, okay, this is why we're here, because we're international, huh? Oh, I see.
Well, I tell you what, if I was a tokenizer, that would make me a conservative racist, so that would be awesome. That's so in right now, you know? It really is.
It's the bee's knees.
Chill, what are you doing? You sound like you're in the kitchen yelling at us across the room.
I apologize, and I will mute myself whenever I'm not speaking.
So, Chill, did you want to do the Jonathan Majors thing real quick?
Oh, you know I always want to do the Jonathan Majors thing. Hit that music.
Okay, let's do this real quick because this is what we've been doing for the past year. We've been following the Jonathan Majors, but sadly, it sounds like that story is going to go to the side for a little while until he actually something new happens. So we have to have something different whenever we have Chill and a specific topic that he's passionate about, because we want to support Chill and his YouTube channel, and we want to support any topic that he's passionate about, whether it's Jonathan Majors or recasting T'Challa. So now we've got this.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
We've got that now, so...
You are no liberal. I feel actually included, okay? You put some thought into that.
So, so Chill. Why don't you go ahead and tell us, because we know he had an interview that he did, and then they did the full interview online, which was, the whole thing. So catch us up on what's going on with Jonathan Majors.
Well, according to some people, he mentioned Coretta Scott King, and that dominated the internet, the jokes, the memes. What really happened was ABC offered him a chance to voice what happened. They painted him in a perfect, beautiful light. It was the opposite of a hit piece. It was a buzzer. And that was kind of surprising to see that happen. And now people are speculating, at least some of us are, that maybe Disney wants it back. Obviously, ABC is being owned by Disney as well as Marvel. And maybe this is them testing the waters and hoping that people are going to receive as well. That's an hour-long internet interview, and they were not trying to make it look bad.
I was muted there for a second there. So yeah. Well, I don't think I think they're probably not going to recast
Kang.
Kang. Thank you very much. I could not get T'Challa out of my head.
I helped.
You helped. I got my soundboard back. You know, last week we had issues with the stream, and that was because for about 5 years I was running on 8 gigabytes of RAM on my computer, my gaming computer, and that's not enough for email. So
yeah, if you got Chrome running,
yeah,
good luck.
And so I upgraded over the weekend, and I brought it up to 64 gig of RAM because, overkill. And I installed a new hard drive and everything else, and then I wound up rebooting my computer, and it all went to crap. So, but
it's alive.
It's alive. I've got my soundboard back, so when my jokes fall flat, I can do all kinds of fun stuff. So that's always good to have.
Clicking that button.
Yeah. So his movie's not going to come out, is it? The one about bodybuilding?
Magazine Dreams has not been released with any schedule, but again, that is a Disney movie. They got the film distribution rights, and maybe this is them trying to see just how that. They emphasized that it was not an intentional assault that they got him on. It was reckless assault, and it was Lindsay Davis, who is the interviewer, who conveyed that to the audience, which is huge to have. Not for you to ask the question that Jonathan's asking. A lot of the heavy work was done in the question asking, where all Jonathan needed to say was yes, no. And Lindsay Davis, the person that you view this show under, if you're Good Morning America, that's your host, that's your, you've got a relationship with her. She was the one telling and signaling to the fans, it's okay to like it, asking you questions like, do you deserve a second chance? Like, how else are you supposed to answer that? Well, yes, you're rooting for a guy whenever that question comes across.
Cole, do you got anything to say about Jonathan Majors?
Yeah, I just still find it hilarious how he got fired, and yeah, I just hope that film releases, which I'm sure it will. They'll just sell it to someone else, but I'm sure it will get released eventually. It'll probably be like maybe near the end of 2024 or like mid 2025, maybe even, but I'm sure it'll release eventually.
How long did it take The Sound of Freedom to find distribution once Disney decided they didn't want to send it out?
No clue.
But a lot of years.
Yes, that's my point. It took a while, and I think they just kind of waited out their time with the film and until the contract was up on that. So
yeah, I mean a little bit different though, because one film's actually good. So
no, well, there's a scene in there you're looking forward to. I know that for sure. But I think they're going to sit on it a while. I think they are going to move towards the Doctor Doom. I think they're going to try to push that, and who knows? Maybe they might tokenize Doctor Doom too and find a melanated person, as Jill likes to say.
Hold on a second. You just said maybe they might tokenize two, which means that you were tokenizing.
Oh, no, I don't mean along with me. I mean along with the Kang, because they have a history of doing that. Disney has a major history of tokenizing characters and bringing on false representation. Unless I'm wrong about that. Am I wrong about that, Jill?
You are not wrong about that.
Okay. That's what I was referring to. I was not outing myself. So, Kitty, what are your thoughts on the final interview of? And I say final because nothing has come up for a while. What's your thoughts on the Jonathan Majors interview?
I think it's actually you can see there. Hi, Nate.
Hey.
I think that the fact that you had a mainstream outlet giving him basically a platform to look good shows that outlet, it's not that they just were doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. They identified that there was enough support for him, and they decided, oh yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to be the ones that champion him because we know there are people out there that support him, and people will watch and support him at the same time. So I think it's like a double, because like Jill said, it's like it's not a hit piece, it's a love piece basically. What do they call it? Fluff piece. Yeah.
Well, I like love better.
Yeah, love. It's much. It's deeper than that. But yeah, they. I think that it's like. It shows that he's a viable financial. He's an investment you can do because the public does support him, which is great. That's a great outcome. I'm very happy for that. But I would have preferred it if he actually came out innocent, and then we didn't need we didn't need him to have this press tour to make him more palatable. This whole thing is still shit, in my opinion. But yeah, glad that it worked out for him. That he gets something out of it. He's become a figure from which people stand with him and all of that sort of stuff. So
and it's a lesson. One, not to die on 911 expecting a good result, but also another lesson is, what if people settle things out of court? Are you going to look at them as they're guilty, or are you going to look at them as, man, I don't trust the system. I'm not going to let it up to a judge of jurors, peers. I'm not going to let it up. I'm just going to sign something and make sure that the problem goes away. And I'm never going to look at a guy guilty anymore.
That's a good problem. A good point.
It's a good problem.
He doesn't look guilty through signing an NDA and getting it, settling it out of court. Now he looks guilty because of the guilty verdict, though.
Yeah.
And it is.
But it's such a silly, but it's just the way that it was like, we can't say he's guilty of this, but we'll just find something else so that we can take the middle road. We didn't say it was good.
But it is a misdemeanor charge. It is a misdemeanor charge, and it is reckless without intent. So we have to be clear about exactly what it was that he was guilty of. And Nate, I want to ask you this because Disney through Marvel fired Jonathan Majors, and then Disney through ABC did a puff piece interview to make him look good. Are they backtracking, or did they just want to teach him a lesson?
Not really sure. I guess it just depends on who you are and what you believe. I mean, I haven't been following the story nearly as closely as, a lot of you guys have, but I mean, I don't know exactly, what exactly was the verdict? What did they say?
Well, initially he was brought up on gangbusters, multiple charges. Okay. I mean, a lot of different charges. By the time they stepped in front of the judge, they dismissed a good portion of them, and they were left with 4. And out of the 4 charges that were brought against him, he was found guilty of 2. Jill, do you know what those were? He was guilty of reckless assault and harassment. Okay. So reckless assault without intent, harassment, because he put her back in a vehicle in the middle of the street when she was trying to get out in the middle of traffic. So that is where he harassed her, and reckless assault because.
And the harassment is a violation of this misdemeanor. Reckless is.
Yeah. And without what was it? It wasn't. Reckless. No, so you had reckless and without what? Intent. So it's like, we're going to charge him for a mistake. He didn't have intent. I'm like, law is crazy. God.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say innocent until proven guilty. I mean, I still think the entire situation is a little shady in some areas. It probably definitely could have been handled a little better, in my opinion, just because it seems like she is proven, the alleged victim in this entire thing, she's proven time and time again that she is not necessarily I guess you want to say, stable person. I mean, she fled the fucking country before this whole thing could really, take off. So, I mean, I don't know. There's just so much gray area in this whole thing still, to where I highly doubt he did this entire thing with malicious intent. So, is it possible they're backtracking a little bit now? I guess, maybe. I don't know. I still think it's a little ridiculous that they basically kicked him out the door the moment they said he was guilty. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of
his management team dropped him as soon as he was arrested. Right. So I think they, more than anybody else, jumped the gun. Hey, Bri, how's it going? Good morning to you.
Yeah, I think they jumped the gun, and once again, I still think this whole thing is just it's just overblown drama in my eyes.
Well, it should be about done now, so I think we're probably going to have a little bit of a quiet time. I think he's going to probably
February 6th. Not appeals, but he said he was going to appeal during the interview. His sentencing is February 6th.
They said he could. They said he could face up to like a year or something like that.
Yeah, but he only got one of them.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. Aggravated harassment would be intentional assault would be. So I don't think he'll face that year in prison. Whatever he gets, though, it's like, doesn't matter. The damage has been done to the verdict. Even if they successfully appeal, people are still going to say, he narrowly escaped it. stigma's there.
Right. He's the one that got away.
Oh, I think Otis the one that got away.
Isn't it in New York or something? Somebody was saying it. When was it? They were saying that it's you can't appeal. Was it you?
Yes, it was me. I said that because that's what I heard, that you can't appeal a misdemeanor in New York. So it'll be interesting if you actually can do that. And I'm welcome. I will be glad to be wrong about that if it's true and that he can appeal that, because I think something like this would be able to be overturned in a court of law.
Right.
As long as they can change the venue on the appeal and get it out of New York, because there's no way you're getting a fair trial in New York. Especially Cole.
What's that?
Share stream. Woo!
Good morning, Michael. Glad you joined us. Happy to have you here. Oh, look at that. We've got a couple of people on Instagram watching the show. Good morning.
Hi, Mom.
Instagram, damn, you've expanded, my friend.
Well, I can only do 3 at a time, and I have to be cheesy. So today we're on Twitch, we're on Instagram, and we are on YouTube.
Wow, just everywhere.
Just everywhere we can be. This is the first time we're doing it. We can only go for another 45 minutes on Instagram. So let's see if we can move on to a new topic.
Let's
talk about the...
Still made it early enough. That was only the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Echo came out, all 5 episodes, and the reviews are in, and they sound like the reviews of every single other Disney Plus show. So the reviews are echoing. Echo.
I said this.
Put your echo effect on.
I was on the
segment.
I was on the MSK show the other night, and I said something to one of the guys on that show along the lines.
We never say the name of he who shall be unnamed.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
I was about to say, but anyway, I told somebody over there, I was like, the fact that, because I saw The Beekeeper with Jason Statham yesterday, in the theater, the fact that I enjoyed The Beekeeper more than the entirety of Echo. Something is very wrong there.
Well, I did a review and I compared it to ice cream. Because if you are a fan of Choctaw, then you're going to love it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like that flavor of Choctaw, then you're going to hate it, just like an ice cream. It was a Choctaw sundae, topped with Marvel, with a sprinkle of Kingpin, on the top. And if you came for the Kingpin, you're going to be disappointed in the whole sundae, But
and if you came for the supposed, gory, gritty tone and violence, you're going to get next to none of that. That was just a marketing ploy to try and draw people in.
Absolutely. The whole idea of just, you have to adjust your setting in order to watch it on Disney Plus. But, the thing is, if you had never tasted Choctaw before, and, you're probably going to finish the show, just not in one sitting. It took me a couple of days. Kitty, your mind went somewhere. You want to share with the class?
Yeah, she is dying over there. I'm like, every time he says Choctaw, she is just losing her mind. What is going on?
It's the internet, man. I blame the internet. I remember I saw. I think it was Jay Longbone. She did the Echo fight scene review or whatever, or something, and somebody in the comments said, "You had to be there, so it's not going to be as funny to you." But I'm not Choctaw. I'm not Choctaw.
Damn.
Let's see. She wrote it down. Someone in an Echo review comment section called it Choc. So she's hearing Choc every time we talk about this.
The
internet of it all, just the way stuff.
I'll give you this. It must
throughout this comment is like, I'm not Choc, so I guess I don't like it.
It must have been funny as hell if you're still laughing about it all this time later.
It's the beginning of this week. It's Sunday. Get over it.
So, well, we know you didn't.
entertained, I'm sorry.
No, Nate didn't quite enjoy it. I thought it was mid at best. Chill, did you happen to see it?
The best thing about it was that comment. That's all I'm going to say.
So, Chill didn't see it. Cole, did you happen to see it?
I haven't finished it yet, but I did start
Ah.
on it. Yeah, it's pretty
It's your
bad.
first time tasting Choctaw?
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't get what the point of the show even is. Like, they
Well,
had
the
no
point-
clear ideas, so they just threw in a bunch of stuff and, see what would stick. And
It's
none of it
all
really
about
stuck.
the Choctaw Nation and the history of the Choctaw people and the history of the Choctaw and the legends of the Choctaw. And that's what it's really about. I mean, the story
Yeah, I
is
mean,
about spreading
did
the
it pretty
indigenous
poorly,
people's
though.
message. Well, that's because they had, well, they didn't have writers writing it,
Yeah,
They were
I
not
could see.
nobody who wrote this, and there's like 13 people who are credited for writing this series. 13 writers.
You
they're
mean
in-
13 people that used the AI thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 13 people they just plucked from Twitter.
No, from the
Thanks.
from Choctaw Reservation. They had all kinds of peoples and consultants, and they ran everything past them to get their blessings, and their permissions to do that. And then they shot and they shot, and then they finished it, and then they reshot and reshot, and they finished it, and they reshot, and then the strike happened, and they had an opportunity to do more, and they were like, "Screw it, we're just going to release it all at one time." The tribe wrote the last episode, I read somewhere. Which tribe, Nate?
I don't know if I could say it without her dying.
It was the Choctaw Nation,
Choctaw. Okay, Choctaw Nation.
not the Choctaw Nation.
Choctaw.
So, hey, Gray, you can join us if you like. There's room for you.
Oh,
I'm
come
still
on. I
trying to-
can't find it. But I guess you know what? If I ever find it, it just won't make me laugh as hard.
Michael's-
It's fun. It's mythical and it's out there.
Michael says it's hilarious how bad these MCU shows are. Can we go back to Netflix, Marvel? Some of them sucked too, but at least we had Daredevil and Punisher. You have Daredevil and Punisher now because all of the Netflix MCU shows are available on Disney Plus
Mhm.
and wherever Cole gets them. So they're all online and streaming.
Mhm,
So-
and online elsewhere, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I don't
Hey,
know.
Michael. Michael says hi to Gray.
It's a little crazy to me that I think
Oh,
of the
here we go.
shows Marvel has produced, it was a brave show. Oh god. I think of the shows they've done, this is probably the shortest they've done, right? Like only 5 episodes. I mean,
Yes.
Moon Knight was what, 6 or 7?
yeah, maybe Werewolf by Night, if you count that.
It's
Well,
not really a show though. It's a
It was
short.
a one-off, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So there's that. And hopefully we'll see some changes soon in Marvel, and we won't have any more of their diversity madness going on.
Diversity in that.
You need to clarify what that is.
I need to clarify what the diversity madness is.
You really don't. I know what
I can barely hear you, Chill.
I said that I know what you mean when you say diversity madness.
Oh yes, well they've gone towards that, and instead of telling superhero stories, they're telling diversity and inclusion stories. It's in their mandates.
13 writers. Those 13 writers were probably diverse as hell. Rather
Yes.
than a story with someone in charge of writing it, they were just like, more people, the less racist we are. Yippee!
It's almost like that's how telling good stories doesn't work.
All right, somebody tell me, is that Fury or Furry?
Fury.
Fury.
Okay.
Because he's
good.
in Fury. I don't
I
know
was
what
worried
movie
about that.
Fury would be. You're a furry, dude. Yeah, no. I'm
Yeah, I don't
speaking
think
to
they're
my
talking
cat.
about cats when they talk about furries.
Ah.
She's
Oh.
young.
No, but it's part of Disney's mandate. They have a mandate that says no story left behind, which is about diversity and inclusion. presented in all of their stories moving forward, that it has to have some sort of thing. So now the actual focus of every single bit of entertainment that they're putting out is to highlight diversity and inclusion, and marginalized groups and marginalized races and sexes and all that other stuff. And that is at the forefront of everything they're putting forward. So no longer do we get a story that focuses on character development, character growth, story structure, or any of those things. All of that comes second nature. And they need to know what it is they are trying to teach their audiences before they move forward. And that's what I mean by Marvel's diversity and inclusion madness.
Yeah, they're not they're not they're not hiring directors, they're casting directors.
They're casting directors. Yes, there was a story put out by Film Threat just recently that is talking about a new way of searching for jobs at the WGA, and you have to fill out this form that gives you, this questionnaire, and it includes all of the different things that could possibly be none of their business. What your race is.
Is this for real?
Yes. What your sex is, what your sexual preferences are, who your partners are, whether or not you are over the age of 40, over the age of 50, or over the age of 60. So what
How
they're
many
doing,
cats you own?
yeah, they want to know all of this personal
How many times a
information.
day you take a dump? Like,
And if
How
you were lucky
regular
enough
are
to
you?
check everything off in the box, you might get hired.
When
So
they
they're
say
literally
how old-
checking the boxes.
When they say how old you are, is it virtuous to have old people on your set, or was what they're trying to do say we hire of all ages, so they don't want too many people over 40, too many over 30?
well, keep in mind, if you're
Yeah.
white and over 60 years old, you must be racist.
Now, this may come as a shock to
Age is
you.
just a number, okay?
This may come as a shock to you, Chill, but it is in the United States. It happens to be illegal to hire someone based on their race, their medical situation, or their sexual preferences, or their age. All of these things are discriminatory practices, but that's how they're doing things nowadays.
Yeah,
Is
that was good.
they've decided
play
to just break
policy.
the law.
Yeah,
In front of all of you.
that
Here's the
doesn't.
form.
I was gonna say that doesn't stop the House of Mouse from doing it. I mean, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember when I remember when I started my new job. The very first day I was there, I sat in front of a computer for 8 hours, just basically watching a bunch of videos and watching a bunch of safety stuff and taking a long ass test that basically amounted to nothing. But one of the things that really struck me was they had an entire section on harassment in the workplace and discriminatory practices, and not discriminating against somebody because of their race, their sex, or just any materialistic aspects about them. And I'm just sitting there looking at it, and I actually thought about that. I was like, yeah, try telling this to a lot of the corporate overlords that are in Hollywood, because they do this exact same shit all the time.
Their target is to be 20% this, 30% that, 50-50 male, female. That's why
Chill just talking from underwater there.
Chill, can you say, nobody knew who I was till I put on the mask?
didn't need who I was until I put on the mask. I said that they are trying to reach a percentage of all of their staff. So 50% women, 50% male. That's why they ask. And then they go, what's your color? Because they need that also to be factored. And then the other questions too. How many people over 30? How many people or below 30, below 40, below 50? They're actually trying to be able to say, when they talk to Variety and Hollywood Reporter, that we hired this many,
Yes, because you're not going to be. I don't think anybody right now at this point in time in anybody's HR department, because of the way HR departments are structured these days, I don't think anybody is, unless they're making movies in Alabama, are discarding people because of race.
Alabama.
unless you're white. So, there's that.
Okay, bye
Okay.
everybody.
Thanks, Jill. Thanks for stopping by. If you happen to be on the interwebs and you enjoyed listening to stories about Jonathan Majors, please go and take a look at Chillmonger. Chillmonger is up on all of these things, and he's fighting the good fight. So we were glad to have him as long as we could.
I think he's definitely on top of this Jonathan Majors thing a lot more than any of us combined.
Absolutely. He's the expert on that.
Yeah.
So.
If you got a question about the entire situation, go ask Chillmonger.
So that's that. So, any final thoughts on Echo there, Cole, since you haven't finished it?
Yeah, I don't want to finish it, but I'm going to, and yeah, I'll get back to you when I do. Just horrible show, but nothing new. I mean, what else has actually been good besides Guardians 3?
I don't know. Not much.
Let me just go through this real quick. We've got Echo being the number one streaming content on Disney. That's no real good feat anyway.
That's morbid curiosity, is what that is.
Yeah.
And it's the new year. So.
Yeah, it's not number one because it's popular. It's number one because people are just curious about it.
Yeah,
Same
because
happened
nothing
with
else
Rebel
is
Moon
out. Nothing else
on
is out.
Netflix.
It's like the first month of the year.
Yeah, Looper wants to explain to you why you have to change your settings on Marvel to do it. I was curious what the New York Times had to say, but not $1 a week curious.
Right?
Yeah.
Forbes says the Echo review has the good, the bad, and the Disney of it all. So you've got let me just do this real quick. It's middling at best, and I think that's the consensus. And you have people, like Eric says here, it's okay, nothing special, not too bad. That's my take on it. But then you have the both of the extremes. Echo was one of the few times in the MCU where a hero culture, identity, and heritage is at the forefront of their story. So beautiful. I'm glad to have first-time Marvel viewers watching new shows. It's sad to me that's their first because they didn't see T'Challa and Wakanda Forever and those types of things. They didn't see about Namor and all that other stuff. However, you do have people like Nerdrotic, who's on the extreme there and says Indigenous people can now see their authentic selves in an unrepentant murderer.
Mm.
So,
and maybe we should do a film off of him and his drug dealing. That would be nice.
who's drug dealing?
He did in the past and killed
Nerdrotic.
people.
He used to deal meth, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
So did Tim Allen. That don't disqualify him from being Santa Claus. Tim Allen went to prison, and
I think there's
the key word here is unrepentant. There's no repentance.
Me personally, I think there's multiple reasons why this show is just failing across the board. Number one, the marketing was crap. They would have led you to believe that, Marvel was trying something completely new, with this show, the way they were marketing it.
Did people believe that?
I don't know. It was pretty convincing. Even me at one point, I was like, well, shit. Like, damn. Second of all, you're still trying to make a show about a character that nobody gives a crap about or nobody knows about. I've been watching these movies and these shows since 2008 when it all started with Iron Man. And I may not be the biggest comic book reader in the world, but I couldn't tell you for the life of me who the hell Echo is. Know nothing about her. So you're risking an entire, you're hindering an entire, you're putting an entire show on the shoulders of somebody that barely anybody knows. And number three, it's just not written that well. The thing about that art, well, one thing Nerderotic got right was, she is a murderous fucking unlikable sociopath. She's got no redeeming qualities. She never once sits down and has an inner monologue with herself about, how she feels bad for the stuff she's done or anything like that. And when it comes time to pick up the gun and start just wasting dudes again, she does so again without any hesitation. And I'm just like, I can't connect with this character. I'm sorry. If the character's not written well and you're not telling a good story, people are going to fall off. They're not going to care. And this, once again, is another classical case of there's too many creative cooks in the kitchen. Nobody knows what the hell to do with this character or where to take the direction of this show. And that is why it is just falling off.
Well said. Hear, hear. Beautiful job there.
You said here. Did you?
Hear,
did
hear.
you say? On purpose?
He
I did say. I said hear, hear.
Yeah, Wood just said they sold it to us like it was Kill Bill. Oh no. Hell no. I'd rather sit down and watch Kill Bill 1,000 times over than ever have to try and watch this show again.
No, well,
Good
they
Lord.
I don't know.
sold
I
it
think
as
I
if
would-
it would be Kill Bill, but it landed up being, I don't know.
I think I would watch Disney's Kill Bill,
Disney's
animated by Pixar. I think that would be great.
don't give them any ideas, Rosales.
Oh yeah, they're totally gonna redo Kill Bill at some point. You know what?
Dude, I would dare
It's a matter of
Disney.
time.
I would dare Disney and Pixar to actually make movies based on these generated AI posters that people are making.
Speaking of animations, something happened at the beginning January 1st. Mickey Mouse in Steamboat Willie, that particular version,
Oh yeah.
became public domain. So people
Mhm.
started doing stuff like this. That's
That was
right.
cool.
That's right. People started
People.
showing us their willies.
People, hey,
People on the interwebs.
We were laughing.
including Rosales.
We were
And did you
laughing.
get claimed for that? Sorry.
I did not get claimed for that. No, I put up a short little clip like that, with just the Mickey head in front of a thing, like a title card thing, and nobody got claimed for that. Nobody claimed me for that, but some people did because they were using the original Steamboat Willie, and they were just doing voiceovers for it and stuff like that. So,
Dude, people were doing premeditative shit. They were waiting for his character to go public domain because immediately, not even a day after it went public domain, on the same day, in fact, there's people dropping trailers for Steamboat Willie horror films that are going to be coming out. I'm like,
They were waiting.
they were waiting. I'm like, you guys couldn't even wait 24 hours.
no, they
Holy-
were planning on it ahead of time, and they had it to go. Of course, they probably had everybody signing NDAs so they wouldn't talk about it,
Well, yeah.
in front of what was going on there. But yeah, this guy did his Steamboat Willie thing, and he got demonetized. It's going to take a while, I think, because they're not going to put it on a fast track. But the algorithm itself is already, it has been pre-programmed to flag certain things by Disney. And other companies do the exact same thing. So you upload something like a clip, and then boom, you get demonetized. I might get demonetized for showing that picture too long on the screen. Who knows? Parts of my stream are hit. Do you remember when we showed the big hands on Doctor Who,
Oh, really?
and we didn't even show the audio on that?
Yeah.
I got dinged by the BBC. So this particular
The
moment right
BBC.
now is the last time we will be talking about Doctor Who, whether they have big hands or not. So, safety first for the BBC. We're looking out for you, BBC. We will make sure that you are not,
Yeah.
we
can
will
make
not
all the monies.
infringe. We will not infringe on your rights. So, this guy, yeah, he got claimed. He filed an appeal, and it was kicked back. And they told him no, and he posted about it. And I don't know what happened. Just like Nate said, now they made some horror movies. They're ready to come out, And there's a clip of one right there. This one I think is probably skirting the edge of what you can do because it's Mickey's Mousetrap. And
we watched the trailer over on the MSK show, and it looks about as ridiculous and bad as the Winnie the Pooh movie we got like a year ago.
Yeah, it's just a rubber mask. And
Yeah.
it's not quite exactly like a Mickey Mouse, you know. So, you know, there's that. And this one, which just Steamboat Willie horror film, you know, it's just called Steamboat Willie. And here they got the gloves, and this is where you're going to run into some issues because they have copyrighted Mickey Mouse wearing gloves. In the actual cartoon, he does not wear gloves. However, on the title card for Steamboat Willie, he is wearing gloves. So if you want to fight Disney in court of law, put the gloves on. Put the gloves on. If you don't want to fight Disney, take the gloves off. You know, that's all.
Which is weird. Usually you take, you know, the gloves are off. We're going to fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So wait, so to be clear, Steamboat Willie is the only part that is public domain because it's the only one that's 100 years or something.
No, there was a couple more. I think Peter Pan also entered the public domain as well with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's only certain depictions though that are then public domain. The rest, like other things.
Yeah.
Other depictions of Mickey Mouse, not
just this one.
Yeah, it's just that version of him.
Unless you wind up catching a shadow, you're not going to find new Peter Pan stuff on the interwebs. So
I would be shocked if we got a Peter Pan horror movie. I mean, that's just begging to be turned into a horror movie.
And I love the irony of this. The horror game for Mickey Mouse. It was titled Infestation 88, but they changed the name of it because 88 is a dog whistle for Nazis. So they want to, you know, they're going to make Mickey Mouse a murderer in this horror thing for the controversy of it, but they will avoid the controversy of Nazis with the number 88, and it's now changed to Infestation Origins. So
nice.
Thank goodness.
Oh yeah. I'm sure so many people were going to lose their minds over the number 88.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what? You know how many lives we just saved, guys?
You know what's funny? I didn't know anything about that until you just told me.
Yeah. Well, you know, you're not a Nazi, you see.
Well, there you go. That's
exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Because I was also like, I didn't know that. I'm like, but why would I know that? I'm not a Nazi.
Feign unawareness there, Nate. That's great.
This world is so fucking sensitive. I swear it pisses me off.
You're so sensitive to how sensitive the world is.
I'm so sensitive to the sensitive ass people in this sensitive world.
Cole, you got anything to say about Mickey Mouse?
I mean, what else is there to really say? Just another public domain thing, more garbage, whatever.
I think we're also getting a sequel to that Winnie the Pooh movie this year too.
Well, yeah, because
Tigger. I think Tigger's now in the public domain.
No!
So
Yes,
that's Winnie the Pooh and Tigger
thing.
too.
Yeah, that's why they teased
leave
the
them
sequel for
alone.
it, because Tigger was in public domain at the time. So now they're definitely going to have him in there and be like some ultra villain.
Yeah, jumping up and down.
Yeah,
That Winnie the Pooh movie they made, it's bad. Don't get me wrong, but it definitely falls into the realm of movies that are so bad that it's good. Like you can sit down and laugh at it and just.
I don't know. I just thought it was pretty boring bad.
I don't know. When I saw it, I went in with like two of my cousins, and dude, we sat there and just laughed our asses off the entire time while we were watching it.
I mean, I wanted to do that, but I don't know. I thought it was just lazy, bad. Like there was no kills in it, or like jokes, or any like funny bad things that were actually entertaining or funny. It was all just lame how they did it, how they did all the kills, how they did the story, the characters. Just There's
What were
nothing
you
that was
laughing
really
at,
so
Nate?
bad.
Oh,
it
I
was good to
agree,
me.
but I agree, but that's all the stuff we were joking about as we were watching.
You're like, oh, that's so lame. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still not interested in watching it.
As you really
It's
should.
definitely not it's definitely not something I'd recommend to anybody. The only way I'd say check it out is if you're like me and you do review movies on the internet. So
See, now I'd like to see them remake Lethal Weapon with Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse, where Mickey Mouse is 10 days from retirement, and Winnie Pooh is the lethal weapon, the loose cannon.
let's remake Blade Runner with Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse. Oh, God. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. No.
I'm sure we're gonna get eventually like some Disney World horror film with all these IPs soon. They're gonna have just like different parts of the park with like
It's like
different characters.
It's like
I'm too
Goosebumps.
disturbed by that.
It's like Goosebumps
Ooh.
Horrorland.
Mhm.
What's the name of that Disney?
characters.
What's the name of that Disney video game where they got all of their characters in there?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, yeah. They
Yeah.
could do now a generic version of that with public domain characters and do a different type of RPG game.
Kingdom
The
Hearts.
look on Kitty's face. That
I love my original Disney things. So when you go and poison them with horror, I'm like, oh no, which is I guess the point. That's what makes people go ooh.
yeah,
wouldn't
but it's
play-
like
You wouldn't play a
like,
Monster
oh,
Hunter version of Mickey Mouse?
a monster.
Monster Hunter version.
Wow.
of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, but look at
Probably
it like this.
the monsters were Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
The monsters were the Mickey Mouses.
It-
But I
it-
don't know.
You know,
I
the
don't know.
monster is incoming. We've got to do something about it.
Yeah, I would like the voices that way because I don't want to kill like Tigger.
I'm
Even
telling
though
you right
they're
now,
secret.
if I go watch this Steamboat Willie horror film and he's talking just like that, I'm going to be having a fucking baby in the middle of the damn
that's so
theater from
creepy.
laughing so hard.
But if the killer's speaking to you like that and you're laughing and then you die, it's kind of like it's so absurd. Yeah, I suppose. Oh.
There's no way to escape now.
You can't escape. I'm gonna cut your intestines out and make you eat them. Oh,
And it's gonna
Like,
use
okay, we
animals
just
for
had-
weapons.
This
We have
trap
kind
was
of seen
especially
that in-
designed for you.
Was it in Family Guy or South Park where they did it? We had like
I-
it was properly like he was murderous.
welcome to my clubhouse. We're gonna have loads of fun. Oh,
Where's my money? Like that they did that. I
Where's
don't
my
know.
money?
I was like,
where's my money, bitch? Oh,
that's exactly it.
I hadn't seen that one.
oh
Oh.
god.
Wait,
What?
yeah.
All right, so let's see here.
I did rewatch that the other day. It's good.
Free Willy.
Yeah.
What?
It's
Why
cute.
did they call it that? I mean, like even as a little kid, you're like,
I don't know. I got nostalgia. I got nostalgia for it just because
I
it's
love
another.
that movie.
It's another movie me and my grandmother used to watch constantly when I was a kid, and plus the soundtrack is done all by Michael Jackson. So
Yeah,
think
well,
I
I
need to
mean,
watch
I think the whale was Willie, and the little kid freed him, so he was there to free Willie.
Willy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there
And I
you go.
wish the
No one
whale
was.
just landed on him.
Willy! Yeah, I love that movie. I'm sorry. It was
not
one
an
of those
offer.
that I watched a million times.
So nobody
Grace
was
said-
offering the kid anything.
Grace
So-
said no
No
one
one-
wants a trapped Willie. Yes.
It was not a sting operation. But
Hmm.
speaking of nostalgia, we've got some
Uh-oh.
classic titles coming up again as they expand the monster universe. We have
Did you hear the little splash?
She's
like
so
that,
amused. She's so amused
He's
by the
really amused
smallest
by
things.
sounds. Sorry. Okay. I'm done with that.
Oh, Bill, Big Brell came to the chat and see BBC. Yeah, that's if you came for the BBC, we no longer do that. So
We don't do that here.
yeah, MSK. I think he streams later on. So Free Willy was just graffiti on the end stall in my high school.
It took me a second to figure out what you meant by that when you brought
Yeah,
up
but
MSK.
that isn't
Oh.
BBC though. That's just BC.
Oh man.
All right. So yeah, I put the little splash in there because I get the feeling that Godzilla and King Kong, put on by the Legendary Pictures, will be jumping the shark with this particular version of Godzilla and Kong. Godzilla goes through a transformation. The director said he's getting Godzilla to look exactly the way he pictures him, with a more slimmer waistline. He no longer has the thighs, and Godzilla's got an hourly shape and a new pink stripe. While King Kong is sporting the Infinity Gauntlet. Yes. And they team up buddy cop style to take on a bad guy, an orangutan who uses a backbone as a strap and a weapon whip. So, and there's a little bitty dinosaur in there, and a little bitty monkey, which reminds me of Manila in the old Godzilla series, which they also said something about harking back to the Toho days. So I think they are actually going to jump the shark with this one. Nate?
I was going to say they played the trailer again yesterday when I went to go see The Beekeeper, and I don't care. And you know what? It's probably because I saw one of the greatest Godzilla films in a very long time last year in Godzilla -1. So there's literally nothing Legendary Pictures can do at this point with the character that is going to rival that. My interest kind of dwindled and died out after after Godzilla versus Kong. I don't care.
Yeah, especially with how bad that film was.
Yeah. What about you, Kitty?
I'm looking at which Godzilla. There's always something,
There's many of them.
Always something. Always something.
Always something.
Either somebody's delivering food for her, or she's getting a call from family, which is okay, because family happens.
Yeah.
And let's see. He explains why Kong has what fans calls in the MonsterVerse the Infinity Gauntlet. If you got to explain parts of it away, then there's something. There's an issue that you're not getting a hold of. And I hate to cover you up with the title there, Nate, but
you're fine.
And here's what he's responding to. And we're getting a lot of directors that are just answering to the internet. It looks incredible, but why does Kong have the Infinity Gauntlet? Look there, how sleek in design the new Godzilla is, the evolved form of Godzilla with pink highlights. It kind of reminds me of Godzilla 1980. So
we don't talk about that.
So here's Kong, and he's wearing the quote unquote beast glove, which is available now at all Walmarts and Targets. They actually moved up the date
Beast
of release.
glove.
Which looking at the trailer,
That's really what they call it?
This is a toy.
Looking at the trailer and then looking at this toy, oh yeah, they were waiting premeditatively to make that into a damn toy.
Yeah, that's actually, you hit it right on the nose, because he said he wants it to be a toy that he would play with if he was a kid,
Well, he's a lame kid. That's all I think.
Yeah, it was actually like a real metal, thing. Then I would buy it, but I'm sure it's just plastic.
Yeah, he says, what I will say is I'd want to play with that action figure if I was a kid. And though Apex isn't in the story in a literal way, we kind of hint that Monarch absorbed a lot of the Apex technology after the last film. So that's his explanation that he gave for one single comment on the internet. And here's the new, slimmer, more evolved Godzilla.
What the fuck?
So
What?
What did
that
they
is
do?
a
Are these
tiny, tiny head.
official toys? These are horrible toys. They look like knockoff toys.
And
It
what
look- It looks like a toy I would get from a McDonald's drive-thru.
I know these
Old
look like
Godzilla
next
hopping around
like-
Tokyo City.
they sell a lot of rip-off toys. When I visited the border, Panama, a few times, and yeah, they look similar.
But look at the waist.
And that them legs. Ooh, that's quite. But yeah,
Yeah.
the waist, I suppose, is like. That is
I-
weird.
I wish
Chicken
Batman
wing.
would jump out.
How is that? That's so horrible. That is truly horrible. The Kong one is okay, but this offends me.
Yeah, instead of these action figures, I would just want like a full size, like whatever Khan's wearing, that glove, just like you can actually put on, sort of like those Hulk things in the
Yes.
past.
Okay, wait. Can I just ask you here? The Godzilla that I grew up with was, I think it was the 90s or the 2000s one. With they came up with a glove that you would press the button and it would go. It had that exact, and I know that it's not like the classic Godzilla. I know that it's a faux pas to be interested in the 2000s Godzilla, whatever. But I really loved that. In terms of the toys, in terms of the merchandise, that was freaking awesome. That glove, I remember it. I'm 32 years old and I still remember the flippin' Godzilla glove. And you got this. Nobody's going to remember that when they're 32.
But there's more merchandise. Here he is. Scar
Tell me
King.
this is made by
What?
AI.
Scar King with whiplash.
look
Whiplash
like-
being the weapon that he uses to whiplash and possibly.
Well, I
break
love we
King
can
Kong's
see his
arm.
dick.
Hey, now.
So I just because Wood brought it up, he said, "What does B stand for?" So I typed it in, trying to figure it out, and people are just roasting the shit out of it. Like, there's one thing on Reddit that I'm reading. It says, "Bro eats a shit ton of tuna."
Shit.
Back to another American Godzilla. Yeah. So here are the here's Suko with Titanus Doug.
Looks like a
Titan-
fetus.
That is Titanus Doug right there. Okay. Your throwback to the old Toho days where you have a little bitty Godzilla, Godzuki, if you're watching the cartoons.
God, Suki. My God.
But Manila, if you're old school, the little bitty baby Godzilla is kind of represented with this alligator toy, and
No.
of course that little monkey, the little monkey bro,
It looks like a fetus, like Cole said. It looks like a stillborn child.
Yeah.
Wow,
Also, the image.
I
on
did
the
not hear
bottom left-
fetus.
I want you to imagine what that looks like, Nate. The image on the bottom left. Just think.
Mhm.
Godzilla 2004. That's the one. Okay. No.
Oh,
So
right.
yeah, I'm looking. So we go back to the question: are they jumping the shark this time around?
After looking at all those hideously put together toys, I'd say yeah. Yeah, they are. they've jumped the shark and then jumped the moon with the cow and then just everything in between. Like, what are they doing? Like, someone
Mhm.
needs to stop them while they're ahead. This is not going to
look,
work.
I think Adam Wingard, got offended by
Nico
Zack
forgot
Snyder
Doug.
trying to steal his title for the worst blockbuster director, so he's made this.
When does this come out again? Because I am not looking forward to this.
I think they moved it up to March from April.
Yeah,
Oh,
March
God.
29th.
So I have to go see probably one of the coolest sci-fi movies of 2024, followed by probably one of the worst monster movies of 2024. Great.
Wow. You know what? I think these whoever the writers were have gotten everybody up and down the line, because I didn't hear it until I heard it back in my head. That's what they named the little thing.
Titans.
Let me bring it back up. Let me bring it back up. Okay. Somebody named Doug is being trolled. Okay. Where is it? And one more. There it is. Somebody named Doug in the film industry is really being trolled. I hate to end Instagram live on that because we've only got a short amount of time left with Instagram. But
Nico!
I'm crying. Oh my god.
But that's all we have for Instagram. If you want to watch the rest of the stream, you can catch us on Twitch and on YouTube at Rosales Comics. You can find us there. We will talk more. We hate to end you on Titanus Doug, but that's where it's got to be because we've run out of time. Instagram. Join us again, possibly next week. Who knows when we're going to go back to Instagram Live?
Oh
Here we
shit.
go.
Wow, this is not fucking real. I refuse to believe that this is real.
I can't find a picture of the
The movie's not even out yet, and it's already one of the worst things of 2024.
Thank you, Nico. Thank you. That went. You know how I've been sitting on this image for a week now, 2 weeks now. Okay?
It was right there, Rosales.
It was there, and I didn't see it. I
Nico
didn't hear
is a
it.
meme lord. He will pick it up if it's there to be. Yeah, there's a joke to be made.
So
I think we found the chalk of.
Yeah, you've
of
managed.
my
To,
goodness,
you've managed to break me today.
holy smokes!
Oh man.
You know, you have to say things out loud a couple of times in my brain in order to hear it. Of course, Gray got it right away, and so did Nico. You know, they knew right away what was going on with Suko and his pet, Doug. So
It's
Doug. We dug up your Titanus.
we just need to stop. I'm gonna fucking die over here, man.
What?
Calvin is now upset. We've ruined the movie for Calvin, and he hates Doug now.
Doug's a
All
piece
right.
of shit. You hate Doug.
Because he came out of Titanus. Oh god. It could say "and" instead of "with."
I haven't laughed this hard in like
Yeah,
over a week.
with, it should say "and," Bri. You're right. It should say "and" because with it's like it's with his Titanus.
Oh my god.
Oh my
We're not letting this go.
No,
We're
this
holding
is-
tight.
No,
Someone needs to clip this because this is going to be a meme for the next couple weeks.
I still just love how it looks like Godzilla is doing Yato.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. I forgot
Jesus.
about that.
makes it a whole different movie. It's a whole different movie.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? If you go back and you watch the 2014 Godzilla, which is not the best thing in the world, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. If you go back and watch that movie, if you go back and watch that movie and then jump forward to this, you're like, there's no way in hell this takes place in the
Godzilla
same universe.
2014 was really good, and I don't get why people hated it. It actually had great characters. It had great atmosphere. You know, there wasn't as much like action, but that's fine. It was a good movie. And then King of the Monsters, had potential, but not really the best creative designs, and you couldn't really see shit with those visuals. And then Godzilla versus Kong was just fucking garbage. Like, stop letting Adam Wingard do things. He's trash.
Yeah, like seriously, you go watch the 2014 one and then jump forward to this. You're like, there's no way in hell this takes place in the same universe. There's no way.
I'm just glad that Godzilla and King Kong were able to get together in the end
Yeah. Just see that,
with Titanus Doug.
Was this thing from KFC? No, the toy that I've seen. Put it in the private chat.
Yeah, let me see if I can bring that up real quick.
What the hell, man? The kids of today are being robbed.
Oh, you're talking about something else. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, they
I'm
used
off
to
the
have some pretty good
Titanus.
toys.
Sorry.
What the fuck? What the is that from the Is that from the 90s version?
Yeah.
Yes. You know, to be honest here,
What?
Don't you
Oh,
dare.
at least this Godzilla's got a bigger head.
Yeah. I like that
True.
Godzilla. That Godzilla was my Godzilla, okay? Because I was 7. That was my Godzilla.
yeah. We don't. I have. When I reviewed Moonfall in 2022, I said I have a hate-love relationship with Roland Emmerich, and yeah, this was the time I hated Roland Emmerich's guts.
This is my Black Panther.
It was your Black Panther.
All right.
Oh man.
I still
So-
prefer that toy to whatever the whole Rosales was showing us.
Yeah,
The
that
new
one
toys?
toy. It's kind of sad that one toy is a million times better than all the other toys we just looked at.
Yeah, I mean,
What
Roland
is
Emmerich.
not
Honestly, he's like that kid who never grew up. That's his films in a nutshell.
Could you imagine the DC universe run by Roland Emmerich, Michael Bay, and Zack Snyder?
Wait, and then there was the Jurassic Park one. So there was the Jurassic Park glove and the Godzilla glove.
And you had them fighting each other at the dinner table at KFC.
At KFC. I think the other one was a toy that you bought from places, and the other one came with your. I can't believe
toy
it was
toy?
from KFC. A toy.
It was a toy.
A real
Oh,
toy.
man.
Toy that such a toy that you had to say twice.
Toy
Sweet.
from the Choctaw.
Choc.
You can
Stop.
now available in the
Stop.
Choctaw Nation. A toy.
For her, it's Chalk, and then me, it's Titanus.
Godzilla with a big head, and
Mine
Titanus.
is so simple. It doesn't have any sexual connotation. It's just silly. Yours, at least, it's like
Oh.
anus,
Some people.
Titanus.
Oh,
T-Rex,
Titanus.
glove,
Maybe I should say Titanus.
Titanus. That's how you're supposed to say.
I'm going to.
Oh, tomato.
I can't watch that movie now because if they start saying Titanus during the
Every
movie,
time. It's gonna be like choc.
I'm just gonna be laughing maniacally in my fucking seat, and everybody's gonna be looking at me like I've lost my mind.
You haven't lost your mind. The filmmakers lost their mind. That's whatever.
Yeah, I'm the only one that seems to. Well, we're the only ones that seem to recognize that, though.
This will be playing at the end of the movie. You're going to hear this.
If I hear that, I will somehow be able to forgive everything that I probably saw in that theater.
It was like, oh, we didn't mean you to take it seriously.
It's like guys, we know this crap sucks, so here you go.
Disclaimer.
Yes.
So there we go. Now,
That was a good laugh.
There
I
it
needed
is.
that.
there it is. What'd you find?
No, I thought I found the T-Rex glove.
Oh, we were talking about this last night too.
Were you now?
We were.
The T-Rex glove. Mm.
No, the Deadpool thing.
Well, give us a recap.
Well, we kind of talked about Echo as well last night, and I kind of went on a little tirade about just the state of Marvel and how it is literally falling apart. This is the first time in a very long time where we've only had one Marvel film coming out, the whole year. And I really think what it is I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but maybe they are finally starting to realize that what they're doing is wrong and that they are slowly sinking. Like, they've hit the iceberg a couple times now, and they are just continuing to sink faster and faster and faster every time they hit it. So, honestly, at this point, I feel like if Deadpool 3 fails, this could be the thing. I mean, Deadpool 3 could be the thing that ultimately makes or breaks Marvel going forward. Because if this fails, if it bombs, if it does bad, there's nothing they could do after Deadpool 3 that'll pull anybody back. But on the offhand that it's good and it does great, maybe they can still keep the ship flowing. Maybe that it can open up other opportunities for them, because I think there's a reason maybe Blade has been delayed multiple times, and maybe it's because they're waiting to see if Deadpool 3 succeeds. You know, if they can succeed with an R-rated Deadpool film under the Disney banner, then that could probably open the door for more films that they could do with an R rating. Like, dude, there's no reason why Blade should be PG-13. No reason at all. I've said it a million times. I will say it probably a million more times before that movie comes out. It needs to be rated R. You know, if they did something like Ghost Rider, you could make that rated R. You know, there's so many opportunities for them to bounce back, but they keep fumbling the ball. So like I said, if Deadpool 3 fails, this could be the end. That's just how I feel.
The final nail in the coffin.
I think probably the only thing it has to do better than is the PG version of Deadpool that they re-released. It has to do better than that. And I think if it does better than that, which would, by the way, is still failing, then they'll continue going with the Deadpool stuff, because see, we've improved on the product. La, 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 la. But, here's the thing. There's a change coming to Marvel, and it's either going to be creatively or financially. There's a stock war that is happening with Marvel. People are vying for control over it. They're trying to unseat the board or add seats to the board so they can bring change, those types of creative changes to it. Not because of just the way they're producing films, but by the way they're doing their parks as well, and the toys. They have pretty much ruined Hasbro because of the licensing agreements that they have in place. If you're somewhere in America, you know about a store named Ollie's, which is a resale shop that gets all of the discounted stuff that doesn't sell. And they themselves will keep an item almost infinitely until it finally sells. They're still holding on to Eternals toys. And they're going to get rid of them soon. They're actually going to dump them, Atari ET style, because nobody's buying the products. You're starting to see at these types of retail shops stuff that was sold at Galaxy's Edge, because that stuff isn't selling.
There's a GameStop in my local area that is still selling Last Jedi toys.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and they need to get rid of them.
And so, that put Hasbro on the market. It busted them, and that didn't used to be the case with Marvel toys or Star Wars toys or Indiana Jones stuff, And so, people who have money and own things are looking to change the way Marvel is doing things. Again, I mentioned before, their focus is on No Story Left Behind. So that includes going to the parks and putting men in the dress shops for princesses with beards and bellies, dressed up as fairy godmothers to sell dresses to little girls, because no story should be left behind, even in their, attractions. But a change is coming this year, I believe. Go ahead.
This year?
I was just gonna say, like, what year did we eventually just devolve into clown world? Like, when did common sense just go flying out the window?
We live in the world of Idiocracy. If you've seen that film, that's the one we live in.
We live in a world of Idiocracy and just so much more.
When was it? Was it like 2016? It was like when it started proper.
I want to say 2015 or 2015, 2016.
That's when everyone lost their mind. It's like something happened, and then they all just decided that just because of one thing happening, like that's then the world
Actually
is
been
over.
going on for a lot longer than that.
Yeah, because 2016 wouldn't have happened otherwise.
I was a sophomore in high school in 2016. So honestly, it's probably for me, he's right. It's probably just been going on a very long time, and people of my generation have just not noticed until now because, exposure to the internet, you can get online and kind of see,
Yeah.
you can kind of see what's really going on behind the scenes that your parents have been protecting you from. So if my parents have been protecting me from this shit all these years up until now, good for them. They did a really good job. I didn't,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't turn into a fucking lunatic like half my generation.
Yeah, that is quite a surprising thing.
It's a very surprising feat.
Go them, yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Warren. You missed our Instagram feed.
Warren,
He'll be here.
Kang,
You at the bowling alley?
Jonathan Majors.
You gonna
He's
you
never
gonna
living
change that?
down the bowling alley.
You gonna change that at some point, Warren? Maybe. Warren, we're all poking the bear. Warren, hey Warren.
Aren't they making a larger hadron collider thing? They're planning an even larger collider.
Yeah,
Warren,
they need one because they're planning on creating a black hole. They're recreating the
They need to hurry up.
they're recreating the Big Bang. Is what they're doing.
yeah, they're trying to simulate.
They're hitting reset. Is that what they're trying to do?
They're going to redo the Big Bang, and it's going to be in this larger super hadron collider, because man can control anything. Obviously, they can control whether they're male or female. We can control the climate, and so now we can keep contained the Big Bang that created the entire universe. I mean, everything.
Seems legit,
everything,
yeah.
because we got a bigger collider. So yeah, let's do that.
I've seen The Flash. This doesn't
When's
work
that?
out.
I want to plan around it. I want to do some reckless stuff around there. When's the larger hadron?
Let me share this with you, okay? From 1965.
Oh, I think I've seen this.
From 1965.
If I were the devil, if I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of the serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade,
That would never happen.
I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing. Paul Harvey. Good day.
Damn.
1965.
He was already ahead of the curve.
Hello, guys. Sorry about that.
So Warren,
it's okay.
that was
Nostradamus over there.
I had watched a part of that. Like there was
hey, it's the devil.
like part of that video popped up in my Facebook feed a couple days ago. I didn't watch the whole thing, but man, that is spooky. Just
Here's
listening
the
to
thing,
all
though.
that and seeing all the stuff that is transpired. This man was right. Holy shit.
You think he was predicting what was going to happen, but at the end he said, "I'd just keep doing what I was doing." So in 1965, those were the trends. Okay, that led into the 70s. Okay, free love, the whole movement, and so on like that, and that led into the greed of the 80s. You know, and here we are now, and it's more of the same.
Yeah.
It's more extreme, but it's more of the same is what it is, you know.
Okay.
Apparently I missed something important. Oh well.
Oh, just
You
your
missed-
idol.
You missed something important? Yeah. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Don't
I
you
just
dare
wanna
bring up
know
Ti-
how
Ti- don't you
much-
I am.
don't you
I'm
don't
going
you
back to
dare.
it. I'm
Don't
going
you
back to
fucking
it.
dare.
There it is. There it is.
Now this is
we were
where we
talking
are
about-
today.
Wait a minute.
where
Wait a
we
minute. Hold on. That's not a dollar store version. That's actually the official
Yes.
version.
That's the
That's what I
actual
said. Are these
toy.
knockoff toys? These are real
Yeah,
toys.
these literally look like dollar store knockoffs.
No, but Suko is the monkey. What we were laughing about is how whoever designed these got us with Titanus Doug. How they are
Sucon.
Wait, I
trolling
don't
us.
see,
Bananas.
all I see is tit anus.
Titanus is even
I see tit anus. I don't know about titan.
Well,
Like-
I guess we wanted the tight anus. We were really more about
Apparently-
that, you know.
So apparently,
We're
when Calvin
let's
said gay, he was
expand.
so when Calvin said gay, he was referring to all of you guys when you said tight
Dude.
anus.
Dude, you missed it. When we were talking about that, I was dying. Like I couldn't breathe. I was like,
I was
this
doing
is-
other stuff. I come back to the channel and I see Nico's video and you dying, and Nico's chat and you
Oh,
dying. I was
man.
like, it worked so well.
Sorry, I missed it.
No,
Better than loose anus, Doug.
It ain't a stuck.
everybody named Doug is going to avoid that movie or catch hell the next day.
I should do that
Doug.
when I go to see it eventually. The first thing I need to do when I walk in the theater, okay, before a movie starts, is anyone in here named Doug?
And,
You know,
Just a warning.
and you have tits and anus.
So yeah, Paul Harvey was describing us.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was Paul Harvey you were listening
Yeah.
to. Oh God,
Yeah.
him.
Yes, that was Paul Harvey. Good day.
It's pretty on the nose.
It's tight, ladies and
You know,
gentlemen.
it's like that practical joke on The Simpsons that Bart would always pull on the bartender.
Mhm.
Mo?
Mhm.
He goes,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking for Doug to anus. And then, Mo would go, hi, I'm looking for a tit and anus.
humongous bag.
Doug's really trying to
Thunder up.
convince us about the integrity of his anus.
Where you read the chats? That was up 5 seconds ago.
I'm assuming it's supposed to be Titanus.
Yeah, It is. But just Doug.
We can't unsee that now.
Yes.
Digging a tight anus. It's just
Kind
it
of
does
how
look tight anus.
Karens have ruined the name Karen for anyone named Karen for all of eternity. Titanus Doug has ruined the name Doug for everyone.
But they, we got to this point where we were looking at the movies and things like that, and how they're hiring people for the wrong reasons as opposed to merit, and they're just trying to check off all these boxes. And how do we get to this point? So I went back to Paul Harvey in 1965.
Actually, that was an interesting thing. I ended up checking out about the hires that they have, like how they're checking off boxes. And I wish I could remember the video, but the way the way they were explaining it is a lot of advertisers have to appeal to there's like regulations that they have to appeal to get certain qualifications. So if you want to get advertised with Coke or McDonald's or whatever, you have to have a certain progressive level or wokeness in your product or your movie, so that way they can get cutbacks for going, oh look, we're promoting this, and there's some cutbacks that they'll get because of it. So
yes,
when you have it so that you have, oh, this person is purposely gay, even though it never was in the movie, or the books, or the original thing, they don't care. They're going, yeah, but if we make them gay, we get $10 million off of our bite. We get a $10 million subsidy. So now I always go back when in doubt, just follow the money. So they're not checking off all these boxes to be progressive. They're checking off all these boxes to get the kickbacks for doing it. So
yeah.
At one point, though, it's going to it's not going to be enough. When you need to make $1 billion off of a film because you spent $50 million making it, so that you could tell this progressive story, so that you can get your cutback. If the cutback isn't enough, then they're going to revert back. You look at the show Jack Reacher, where he's threatening to throw people out of an airplane, and he's just he is the perfect embodiment of Serious Sam and all of those other video game heroes. The big, white, bulky, tough guy who's only sleeps with women when it's convenient, and knows nothing more than justice.
America.
Hoo-ha. Yes. And that's doing far more greater ratings than the Lord of the Rings rebate.
Power version, yeah.
Power Girl version.
It's got to go back to the point where the shows are going to have to go, okay, how do we work with a $5 million budget, as opposed to how do we make it so that we have $80 million budget, as opposed to working with the $10 million budget.
Well, they got to stop skimming and hiring their friends, for one thing.
They also just need to quit shooting everything on a damn green screen, because apparently it's more expensive doing that than doing it practically.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is
like, dude, I think Godzilla -1 was only made with a budget of like $20 million.
Yeah, but after watching it, there's a reason Godzilla's only in it for like 4 scenes.
I know, but here's the thing. There's no reason why a movie with a budget like that looks infinitely better than a movie like The Marvels that has a $200 million budget.
Oh, I got an answer for that. Stop giving what's-his-face, Robert Downey Jr., $50 million a goddamn film. Try that and see what happens. Most of that budget is to the goddamn actors, not to the damn stupid movie.
And none of it really is going to the VFX artists.
No.
Yeah, it's not going to the effects artists. It sure as hell ain't going to the script writers. It's going on. It's got a $300 million budget. Well, yeah, because Tom Hiddleston wants $20 million an episode, or I won't do it because Disney's going, well, without Tom Hiddleston, nobody's gonna watch the Loki show. So we got to give him whatever money he wants.
But now you see, here's the thing. Nobody's going to watch Tom Hiddleston do anything else. Okay, they're not going to watch him do that. They're not going to watch him put on a dress for the BBC or whatever is going to go down over there. They're only going to watch him with the character of Loki. They may not watch Loki with another actor in there because the thing is, but it's the combination of the two that is magic, along with the third thing, which is story. Okay, you have to have the really good story, and you have to have that magic combination. Like they can replace Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. That Iron Man isn't going to do any more money than if RDJ showed up one time for 4 minutes. They'll break $1 billion for 4 minutes of RDJ from an alternate universe as old man Iron Man from a dystopian world who winds up dying again. Okay, they will break $1 billion for that because of that combination of Robert Downey Jr., compelling story, and the Marvel character. They won't go see him talk to animals. They barely went and saw him in Oppenheimer, which barely broke into whatever they were going to do. But it's the combination of all of them together. Now, does he deserve 50 million? I don't think so. I don't think he deserves 50 million. But the thing is that they have to start respecting the other two parts of the equation. They have to start respecting the characters, and they have to start respecting the story.
They're not going to do that, though.
Oh, Nico, in regards to Rings of Power, there's the other issue. It's like, oh, we're Disney. Here's an unlimited budget. Do whatever the hell you want. You want to do 15 retakes? You want to, again, with other shows like Rings of Power, what was it, like $1 billion to make that show, like that season or whatever? And it was like, where the hell did that money go? Easy. They didn't care. They had a blank check. And they just went nuts. And Amazon went, we don't care.
It was the big actor in that salary. It was Don Lemon. That's who it was.
Exactly.
It was 1776. That's what made me get excited.
Now, hold on. Hire that guy that was Kang. I hear he's not busy anymore.
Jonathan.
In the Rings of Power?
Yeah. Hire him. I'm sure he's going to have a reasonable salary.
Yeah, they can make him Gandalf.
Please no.
You know the weird part is he can pull it off too. That's the thing. He can pull it off.
Pull it off.
Oh, stop.
Good morning, Miss 1776. What's going on?
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, hey, how's everybody doing? Oh, can you guys hear me in the background? Sorry.
Just hanging on like hair in a biscuit.
There you go.
I'm all right. Thanks.
Warren, I like your picture. What is it? Your profile picture? Your default picture?
Yeah.
Well, Kang no longer has a job, so. Call center. All right.
Be careful. It might be Jason Statham from the Beekeeper. He's coming for you.
Warren talks to us. This, that, and the other when he answers the phone after he puts us on mute. Thank you for calling tech support.
It's on my accent. It's like I have the skills.
Hold on, Great Poupette.
Fight!
Bracelets of Shame. It's called the Marvels movie.
Bracelets of Shame. The Marvel movie is Bracelets of Shame.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Gray, I reached out to you on the Discord to have you join a Discord.
He doesn't like us.
And I put a link there for everybody to join us if they feel that they have something to contribute.
Gray is a man of culture, and apparently we're not cultured enough.
Yeah.
I think our review of the Godzilla toys has proved him wrong.
Yeah. I think we've just said everything he wants to say. you know?
Was it technically a review or just a solid 10 minutes of me laughing?
You and Kitty took the stage when it comes to laughter. For those who just joined us, including the panel, this is what it sounded like when we were reviewing the toys.
It was just Nate by himself dying.
It was me doing a 10-person job.
And I think it all started with Kitty with this.
Don't get her going again. Come on.
You didn't start with that.
Godzilla Kong jumping the shark.
I'm just so fascinated by how she's so
easily
she's so easily amused.
A jaded fanboy will be like, it's because she's a woman, but it's like Miss 1776 isn't crying over there.
Can I answer the question that's on the screen? I do think Deadpool will save Marvel.
You do?
Sweet summer
because Ryan Reynolds has so many things happening for him outside of. I mean, he's shown he can, with Free Guy. He's shown that he can make a successful movie without being under Marvel. He has a lot. He does say a lot to the directors in regards to the movie. So I have a good feeling that the movie will do well. I think it's going to hit 900, not $1 billion. That's my prediction for that. And also with also Kang, with Majors out of the way, this is going to be the movie that is the Big Bang starting what their saga wants to be for the next few years. So it's actually a crucial. This movie now has become the more crucial movie of all the out of Phase 5. So yeah, and thank you for the spotlight. Appreciate it.
Hold on. I'm not saying that it won't be successful, but I'm saying my question is, how will that save Marvel? How will one good, profitable movie save Marvel if they're still going to go along the same route that they're like?
How?
They're not taking.
I answered that.
Like Warren, if they were going to take Deadpool 3 and then go along with what emerges from it and carry on that way, I could understand that. But they've already got their plan set. They're just inserting Deadpool 3 as just a random movie. And then once that's done, they're just going to go back to their set agenda.
Okay, so I have a few things. I didn't mean to interrupt you. What I was going to say was, you have to remember that they, even when Majors was being discussed about his case, they said that this movie was going to be pivotal, but it's going to have a lot to deal with the upcoming Phase 5, right? So now that's been established way before, even before the case started.
Okay.
Now a couple of things too is that you have to remember that we're gonna see, depending upon, we saw what good nostalgia use, whether you love or hate Spider-Man No Way Home, did for that movie, right? Like it was very good. We saw people, we got Garfield, we got Toby, we got endings to things that we want. It's probably not going to be on that level, but we're going to get things that a lot of characters would like to see, because they haven't seen the X-Men in quite some time on the screen, outside of the Beast that we saw, which whatever that was. And then also they, even though they have that actor, I forgot something, Domingo, that backup actor, they can still continue the story. Remember, Chillmonger had mentioned it, and other people have mentioned it, that the Kang thing is the beauty in the sense about it. Well, not the beauty. The scapegoat you have here is that they can easily write and say, "Hey, Kang was that Kang that was doing all that stuff." That's very.
Agreed. But they're pivoting. They're going to go, no, we're just going to introduce Doctor Doom.
No, they don't have to. They
don't have to, but that's their plan.
We don't know their plan. They're looking for an actor to recast. That's the recent news. That's why the Cole Domingo guy. Because I've been trying to keep up with it. Oh my! The Cole Domingo guy. He stated a while back. He's like, if I got a chance to play in Marvel, I'd want to be a villain, and he's black.
If he got the chance, that doesn't mean he's going to get it.
I mean, he's a black guy.
So what?
And they need a Kang. And
No, they don't.
He's not
they
a
don't need a Kang.
But the thing is, Jaded, the Kang is supposed to restart the universe. They're doing a Mortal Kombat, basically. They're doing a Mortal Kombat 1.
Agreed. But if they are so willing and so easily going, you know what? We're getting rid of Majors. Then how devoted to the Kang character are they when there's already...
They have the reason why they have to is because they realize killing off Iron Man, Captain America, doing this multicultural Avengers is not going to work.
That's what Thunderbolts are supposed to do. That's what the Thunderbolts are. That's what Secret Wars are supposed to do. They've already got a plan in motion.
Kitty, you're a funny character.
I'm sorry. They've already got the idea of setting up Dr. Doom. They've already got the Thunderbolts set up. The Thunderbolts are meant to be the new Avengers.
No.
There hasn't been any news. There hasn't been any news or information about the new Avengers or the young Avengers or anything.
I'll wait till you finish.
There's been no information about the new Avengers, who's going to be the new team. There was rumors about the young Avengers. There's going to be Kate. It was going to be Miss Marvel, whatever her character's name is.
Cassie.
Right? There's going to be all of these.
Sorry.
There's been no news on that. There's been no news on that. Secret Wars is what everybody's is basically anticipating. So why would Marvel go, oh, no, we're just going to change our plans in case Deadpool 3 does well? What if Deadpool 3 only does 600, 700 million?
That movie's not going to do that.
You don't know that.
Me and you, come on. I know deep down.
Nobody knew that Deadpool 1 was going to make $1 billion.
I'm not saying
it was a guess. It was a guess. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that this Deadpool 3 movie is going to make $1 billion. Do I think it's going to make $1 billion? Yes, but there's still no guarantee. Who the hell knew that Aquaman 1 was going to make $1 billion, and who knew Aquaman 2 was going to fail?
Everybody knew Aquaman 2 was going to fail.
Well,
no, there was no way. It was all the same people that predicted that Aquaman. Hold on. The same people that predicted that Aquaman 2 was going to fail were the same people that predicted Aquaman 1 was going to fail. So what? They're guessing.
Okay, so a couple things is that we are saying that because you pivoted off.
I apologize. Sorry.
No, that's fine. So the thing is, what I was getting at was, okay, they already started this Secret Wars. With the titles were being talked about being changed even while Majors was in that, and so this whole title and Secret Wars thing, this was always been talked about. This was way before that. So that's a little bit irrelevant in a sense.
How? I'm saying it because it's already been established, even before Majors was even in trouble.
Okay, I'm up to speed. What I'm saying is the whole purpose of Secret Wars, regardless if they use Doom, this is a reset. They realize they need a Captain America. They need an Iron Man. They need the Avengers. They cannot continue. No, what I mean is the actors, they realize they need long-term actors. Whoever they cast for the Captain America, Iron Man, if they even bring back RDJ, who knows? I'm not a prophet. All I'm saying to you is that no matter what happens, this is a reset because they realize what they have, this product of woke Avengers, MCU is not working. Okay. And that's why they're doing this. Oh, that's okay. Wait. Now I remember what you mentioned. Thunderbolts is not going to be anything like that. Because I've been keeping up with it. Thunderbolts is just supposed to be a different team that we have. It's our Marvel Suicide Squad in a sense.
Yeah.
But and if you look at that team, it's supposed to be disposable. That's the whole purpose of the roster that they made. So you can't tell me that's an Avengers roster when you got literally a team of super soldiers. That's the whole purpose of the team, because they're gonna go on a mission where they can die and nobody cares about them.
What was that? He is losing steam. Hold on. It's called me being nice.
Everybody in their corners. Everybody in their corners.
Losing. How does he have a strong jaw? Look at that weak ass jaw. Look at that weak ass jaw he has.
I don't know if you want to kick with that comment, that strong jaw. The corner might be calling you now, though.
Hey, it's better than the Rock wrestlers. Why wouldn't argue?
All I'm saying is Thunderbolts is a different team that I think Thunderbolts will do. In my opinion, I have a feeling Thunderbolts is a 670 700 million movie. I don't think it's gonna get any, but it's gonna have a good. Go ahead.
A24 movies going bankrupt is better than this discussion. Yeah.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, Iron Claw.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie yet. You guys like that?
Oh, for the love of God, Cole, A24 is so desperate they're willing to hire The Rock for one of their movies.
Yeah, well, no, that means that
The Rock hired A24.
Iron Claw is not a bad movie, to answer your questions.
Oh yeah, Iron Claw is fantastic, Ray. It will blow your mind.
But I know the story.
Yeah, so you should know it should blow your mind at the end, right, Rosales?
Oh, I see. It's a suicide joke. Okay.
But yeah, that's our fight for you all out there. Even though it was the most civil.
Hey, Valentine.
Hold on, wait a minute. Isn't Roman Reigns? Who's the guy that's called the Legend Killer?
Randy Orton?
Oh, Randy Orton. Sorry. Okay, I got those two guys confused.
Yeah, they're both shit. So you know.
Well, the joke is that Roman Reigns has literally beaten everybody, so they just keep throwing random opponents at him in hopes that somebody finally beats him.
Well, guys, I hate to say this to you, but it's time for Kitty to run. Kitty's got something else going on later in the afternoon with some other streamers. She'll tell you all about it here in just a second. Go ahead, Kitty. Kitty?
Sorry, the music is too fun. You see, it's just noises. Speak.
This is Kitty's new theme.
Well, you need to send it to me because I'm going to put it on my YouTube trailer.
I did send it to you on Twitter.
Oh, did you?
He's so amused by it. I love
I
it.
sent you a link
It's
to
got a
the
kazoo in it.
A
It's
kazoo-
got a kazoo in it in the beginning.
It's your big takeaway. The kazoo.
Okay, yes. Okay, so I'm going to the No One Asked You podcast. That it's not live. It's a recording. We're reading Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, and we have commentary along with it. And I try and be quite intelligent there. So.
Despite
That's
all
where I'm
this. And laughing at monkey toys.
Yeah. So yeah. Thank you very much, everybody.
Great having you here, Kitty. Always a pleasure whenever you show up.
Have fun and enjoy the fights. Ding ding.
Oh, I have an
Nico
upcoming
says-
bowling trip. Sorry.
Let's see, what does Willie say? He is, what is that? No, that's the wrong one.
Stepping lightly.
Bye, guys.
All right, see you, Kitty.
All right, I'll find it later. Okay. Enough of that.
Oh man.
Ah, jeez. So, Miss 1776, how's it going?
Good. Can you guys hear? You guys can't hear the movie in the background, can you?
No.
No.
Okay, good.
You sound tired though. Are you okay?
Oh yeah. I've had my niece the past few weekends, every weekend. So,
Wore you out.
thankfully, huh? Yeah.
you
I'm
out.
just kind of. I'm kind of like I have my finger on the mute button just in case. So.
All
So
Gotcha.
yeah.
So, what have you got going on this week? You got something planned for this afternoon, Miss 1776?
Oh, no. Last time Nicole tried to do a conspiracy stream where I came in on the last 20 minutes and then she couldn't stop saying my name. So I was like, all right, this isn't gonna work. But thankfully I have her calmed down with the movie right now.
What's she watching?
Elemental.
Ah, okay.
No, thank you. Sorry.
Oh,
I can't
Not
tell if
you
you're talking to
guys.
us or them. Yeah,
I'm talking to her. She was getting ready to get up and start talking on the stream. So
Oh, there's my son right there.
what was I? Oh, I will be in Rochester, New York next week, guys, and you might hear some bowling pins hit the.
Oh, you guys made it to the finals?
Oh, fine.
I don't know about not the finals. It's just another bowling trip. So, hey, it's a surprise bowling trip this year. Just for you.
All right. Well, Nate, do you have any reviews coming out this week, this month, this year?
Yeah, I just did a review for Night Swim a couple days ago. That is currently up. I'm going to do my review for The Beekeeper today, and then I'll probably edit that over the course of the next day or two. I'm going live with MSK tonight around 11. He's wanting to do a one-on-one. He says he wants to do he says he wants to do a one-on-one, but dude, he's been pitching a one-on-one to me for the past 2 months. So I don't know if we'll get to do it or not. Other than that, I'm gonna continue writing my story that I finally started writing a week ago.
Well, congratulations.
And other than that, just gonna work.
Starting is the hardest part, I think.
Dude, I had to create an entire timeline just laying out every single chapter, and I had to write character bios as references for who everybody is and who they are and what they're doing, what's their personality like. I mean, I've put a lot of planning into this, so hopefully it works out.
You're supposed to.
Yeah.
You're supposed to. Some people like me will make the timeline as they're writing, especially when it comes to really, really, really rough drafts. But yeah, that's all that stuff informs what's going to happen, because you may have plans in your head to say, well, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and then this character is going to do this to instigate this next chapter or this next part. But if you have the the bios and what the character is going to be like, the character may want to do something or react totally differently based on that character's experience, a totally different panel would have had a totally different reaction to Titanus Doug than we did.
I like to think that good characters are very dynamic. They change and grow with the course of a story, or sometimes they regress. Sometimes they become worse individuals as a result of what happens.
Yes. Just look at Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, yeah. So I got some good stuff cooking in the kitchen. Hopefully it comes out well.
Speaking of Anakin Skywalker, did anyone see the fun hello there
oh, the fan animation? Oh yeah. It was great.
Oh, you haven't watched that, Rose? I'll send it to you. It's the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan, but Clone Wars style, because fans always wanted to see it, and it took them about, I think, 3 years?
It took them about 2.5 years to animate the whole thing, but it is choreographed to a T, just like the fight from Revenge of the Sith. But the whole thing is in the animation style of the Clone Wars. It's really good. The guy put a lot of work and effort into making it.
You talking about the original 2D Clone Wars style from Tartakovsky?
No.
Tartakovsky? Not that version? Okay, so you're talking about 3D.
Yeah, we're talking about the Filoni style. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
I would have rather see the other version of it, the 2D version of it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Nate, just to warn you, be prepared to scrap all the stuff that you wrote, and you're going to end up changing it all as you write.
Oh, I'm pretty aware of that.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
So, like, I would say put more bullet point form as opposed to full,
like timeline, yeah.
descriptions, because it's like, okay, this happens, because guaranteed as you're writing, you're gonna go, okay, wait a minute, this doesn't work. I'm gonna have to change things, and
yeah.
I mean, I was
And-
writing up. When I wrote My Frankenstein graphic novel, available right now, rosalis.comics.com. When I was writing that, the character of the bride was not a lesbian until like 2 or 3 I think the third comic of it, when I was putting it out. And it turned out that she was, and that's because the character informed me of itself,
Mhm.
So things change. I mean, the story still went in the same general direction, but it made more sense the way that it happened for this character to be that. I wasn't just adding inclusion and diversity for the sake of it.
Yeah.
I was, I was writing a story that was dynamic while it was playing out. So
Yeah.
when it came to doing the final graphic novel version of it, it made more sense for me to add some additional pages. So you can get it, the 4-issue limited series at globalcomics.com. But if you get the graphic novel version of it in print in hand, this version of it right here that I have, you're going to get some extra pages and extra panels that were not included in the original series, because I went back like George Lucas and fixed things. But
Well, I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool that you did that too, because I've always said, there's a way to do diversity and inclusion and have it make sense within the confines of your story. Just throwing it in there for the sake of doing it and it not making sense, that's the problem.
Yeah. Maybe you can, maybe Jaded, you can expand on this a little bit for Bri here, who's struggling with his bullet
here's
points.
the thing. When you're struggling with that, here's the thing. Just start writing, and as you're writing, your ideas will flow, and then that, because what I did this too. I would have all my bullet points, and then the idea is, okay, now I got to make the story fit the bullet points that I wrote.
Yeah.
You don't do it that way. The bullet points are just your skeleton. They're just your starting point to get the juices flowing and the inspiration to start writing. Because here's another pitfall. You get so involved in the world building, you keep forgetting to write.
Yeah.
That's the other issue, is that you do the world building to just set things up. Because when I wrote the book, the stories that I wrote, I would end up getting very focused more on the world building, because, I need to do that so I can explain what's going on. But then I just got so focused on the world building that I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to write the story. I forgot that part. Yeah. So yeah, when it comes to bullet points, they're just meant to be a guideline to keep you focused in your writing, so that you know where you're going, because I'm sorry I'm rambling, but a lot of the things when it comes to writing is you just keep writing and you realize that you have no direction, because you have all these great ideas and all this great dialogue and all these great scenes in your head, and you just want to write them down.
You have to do it. You have to do it, though. You have to write. Stephen King once said that he writes 10 pages a day. Whether that winds up in the book or not, he's going to write 10 pages a day. Now, you don't have to keep yourself to his standards, but at least daily, you're going to eat, you're going to go to the bathroom, you're going to go to work, you're going to mow the lawn. These are things that are on your schedule as that's it. It's going to happen. You're going to do that. You're going to call your girlfriend, or you're going to, kiss your wife, whatever it is. That's what you're going to have to do every day. And writing has to be just like that. It has to be one of these things that you don't put off, that you commit to doing all the time. And a good portion gets lost in editing. And that's fine. That's part of the process, because if you didn't write down what you had in mind, you would always find yourself going back and thinking, what did I have before that I thought was good? You're always going to be feeling like you're missing something. So just always commit to writing. And, again, like Jaded said, bullet points are there for reference. And just like Nate said, this is dynamic. It's going to change along the way, and it's going to surprise you how it winds up turning out and how different it is from the inception to the final product.
And don't fall in love with your characters. Believe me, don't fall in love with them, because then you end up going, well, no, I want him to do this. And it's like, but the scene doesn't work that way. Okay, I'll just change the scene so I can have it be the way I want it to be. Don't fall in love with your characters.
No, the story is more important, and the story will want to do what it wants to do. And if it means sacrificing that character, you should sacrifice the character. Don't force everybody to witness Titanus Doug and make a toy out of it just because you want it in the movie. You want it to be there, and you're in love with it, and you're mad about it, and it's your breaking point. There's no negotiating on Titanus Doug. It's in the film. It's there. It's a toy. Everybody has to say it now.
Titanus Doug. What were they fucking thinking?
Why can't you just say Titanus Doug? I don't understand.
They have deliberately destroyed that entire
we say
movie.
that because we don't say
come out.
Titanic. It's
This is
not
true.
the Titanic. It's the Titanic. So I say Titanus.
Titanus, yeah. Makes sense.
Is 76, you got anything to say about writing?
No. Thank you, Warren. About writing. I mean, I think you guys said it all. Don't don't fall in love with your characters. So I think the other thing is then you won't want to give them flaws. I feel like we've seen that where it's like people will identify so much with one of their characters that they refuse to give it any flaws and make it an actual fleshed out character. And it's just like, then it's just boring,
Yeah. That only happens with female writers, but they're infants.
No,
so.
female writers write them with only flaws.
You say these things all the time that at some point it's just they just don't even affect you. You're not going to get the rise anymore that you're trying to.
I think
one thing, the kitchen will get the rise out of you.
Yeah, he'll get that. I'll make him some fried chicken like I did that one time.
Well, that's because eventually the truth kicks in and you realize that you just have to accept it.
Hello?
Jaded says here, Jaded must have fell deeply in love with one of his characters. He pulled out a smoke immediately after mentioning the topic. Stay strong, Jaded.
Walter.
Hold on. This is going to get a rise out of her. Well, I did write a redheaded character, so I did fall in love with it.
Yeah, but again, see, you say these comments all the time that at some point it's just like, Now anytime there's some guy who talks about like redheads, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Jaded. Hello, dear.
Forget it was solid.
What, are we supposed to fight?
I don't know.
Man, it's too early to fight. You'll fight later.
I'll save that for the private stream.
Hey! Dirty boy, I swear.
Well, that's about all the time we've got.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was a good segue.
All right.
Should we get the should we have the kitty segue then?
Apologies for joining late. I was on a ropes course yesterday, so it took a lot out of me. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is, but yeah.
Absolutely not. We are clueless.
It's it's like you get on a harness and you have to like climb, and you're up like a few 50 something feet in the air. I don't know how high, but it's supposed to like get over your fears of height. And
did you do it with Titanus Doug?
Yeah, no Titanus Doug. I don't want to go probing anywhere. So yeah.
Probe? Oh no.
That's all I had to say. Yeah, I will be here next week on time. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. That's great news. Jaded, you got anything coming up this week?
If I ever get, the problem is that I'm no longer the target audience for movies and TV shows, and I just don't even have the interest of even watching any of these shows because it's like I just don't care anymore. I mean, the last thing I enjoyed that I saw was I ended up catching episodes of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, and it's okay. I mean, the episode I liked the best was the crossover with what's that animated show?
Lower Decks.
Lower Decks. That was my favorite episode simply because it was like I was actually geeking out during that episode, and it was like I haven't geeked out over anything in like a lot. I was expecting to geek out over Godzilla -1, except I only geeked out, 4 times during the movie because that's the only time I saw Godzilla.
Well, that's no different than any of the other Godzilla movies. I mean, if you go back and you watch them and you time it out, Godzilla is usually on screen only for about 10 minutes.
I agree.
And that's the same with all of the other, including the Toho movies.
Agreed, but with Godzilla, the last one, Shin Godzilla. No, the one with Shin Godzilla. At least with Shin Godzilla, there were characters and stories that were interesting. In this Godzilla -1, I didn't care about the guy and his living girlfriend. I didn't care about him. I didn't care about his journey any more than I cared about that Godzilla movie with Robert Cranston. I didn't care about the character's journey through the movie that just happened to have Godzilla in the background.
Interesting. Sounds like a Choctaw issue. We talked about. I compared the Echo to an ice cream and Choctaw flavor, Choctaw as a flavor in an ice cream with marble toppings. With
absolutely.
A touch.
No, Walter, I agree. It's a me problem. Again, I'm not saying that it's the problem with the movies. Like, again, I'm saying I'm obviously not the target audience anymore, and I understand that, and I get it. So I'm not really consuming products that aren't meant for me as to be as their audience. I'm not blaming the movies. I'm saying it's me.
Yeah. Well, something will come up, and maybe you'll get back to YouTubing and doing something. I hope
to make a video explaining how you people drive me nuts for having made the Barbie movie $1 billion. I still haven't gotten over that.
I've seen it 4 times in theater.
Yeah, she's
so there's nothing coming out this year you're looking forward to?
I haven't even been paying attention, to be quite honest. I really haven't.
Like I guess A24 films coming out.
I think Sony's got a movie coming out this year.
What about that new Garfield movie that's coming out?
Yeah, like the Garfield movie. I just shaking my head. Why?
I'm looking forward to.
What? You're basing it off of the nostalgia of Garfield?
I'm gonna take the kids to see it 4 times.
There is.
Nosferatu comes out in December. I'm looking forward to that.
I've already seen the original. I'm good.
But Robert Eggers, man, come on. He made the Northman.
And the Lighthouse.
And the Witch.
Yeah.
You're not helping your case. You're just making my point.
Sorry.
Me and Cole just trolling Jaded. Nah. It's okay, man. We get him.
So Cole, CES happened this week. A lot of innovations coming out of that. Anything excite you about that?
Not really. I didn't actually watch it or anything.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah. Well, don't get heartbroken over it.
Mm-hmm.
Or have any expectations.
Yeah.
So,
oh God.
Oh my goodness. I think, we're going to wrap this up this time. Next week, we're going to bring back the, where is that?
The game shows at the end?
Yes. We're going to go back to the lightning round.
Hey.
So we'll be a little topic light, and then we'll get into some games and just have some fun.
Nice.
And that'll be the weekend Kitty can't show up and she'll get mad.
Yes, that's exactly why we do it. So it'll be awesome. Should be in the comments. Like, I wish I was here instead of riding horses. But one thing I wanted to say before we head out is that I am getting back into doing some animations. I did this animation earlier this week.
That's good.
And those,
Looks familiar.
yeah, we had a conversation about how everybody was showing us their willies on YouTube, and I showed mine, and I wound up getting over 1,000 views, which is something I never get. You know, I usually get at the most 56 views on any of these things, but those are over. I think one of them is over 7,000 views. So I'm going to be adapting Willie, Steamboat Willie, that character specifically, and putting him in something I'm going to call Empire of the Sun, where he battles the sun in true Saturday morning, the actual sun.
The movie. I was thinking the movie.
Well, you know, the old days, the cartoons had titles that were based off of other pop culture references. And so this is called Empire of the Sun, and it's a hot summer day, and Mickey's shoes are melting. He's trying to figure out a way to keep cool, but as a mouse/rat, he's not allowed to go inside a store to buy a soda. So therein lies comedy.
Spoilers.
That's just the setup. The comedy comes in the pratfalls and the jokes and the gags. So it'll be a Saturday morning cartoon kind of thing. And I think I'm going to debut that on the YouTubes. So
that sounds awesome, dude.
Giving it up for free. I've done some other animations that went to film festivals and got awards and things like that I haven't shown with anybody because
you don't like us?
No. Somebody invested in those, and we need to make them money when they show them. So distribution is key in getting those other videos out. I can show trailers and clips, but those other animations, no, they have to sit until there's a way to make money off of it.
They have to sit in the Rosales bulb.
Yes. What's that, Warren?
We support you.
Well, thank you. Joker says, woo. And Walter says 7,000 views. Nice. Yes, I was excited to see those, and people are commenting on them and complimenting it. They're so glad that Mickey Mouse isn't a murderer and strong blood or sexually active and all these other things that they're making Mickey Mouse do. He's not using profanity, and I think my version of the Mickey Mouse is going to be silent. So no Mickey Mouse voice here.
To be fair, the violence is kind of canon with him since he promoted the Vietnam War.
Well, yeah.
Well, why do you have to ruin everything? Why can't anything be wholesome around you?
So yeah, I mean, Steamboat Willie, the horror movie's coming out, and I'll be doing my version of Steamboat Willie. So we'll see how that plays out. So anything else anybody want to cover before we head on out?
It's almost we're halfway through January, so February's coming. Year's going by fast. Yeah, that's it.
The world somehow hasn't still exploded yet, so I guess it's a
it
good
will
thing.
soon.
Yeah, probably.
Well, not until they build the second or enlarge the Hadron Super Collider. So
yeah, I feel like I'm just playing Russian roulette with myself at this point. It's like which world-ending event is going to take us out first?
I hope it's a tsunami.
Nate, if it makes you feel any better, it's going to be a world-ending event you didn't even know existed.
You're right.
You just know about the ones that we're told about. There could be 1,000 of them that we don't even know exist.
There is a reason that all of the billionaires on the planet are building spacecraft, okay?
Yeah, where are they going to go?
Yeah, and one of them is trying to kill half the people on Earth. So that's for your conspiracy theory, Miss 76.
Yeah.
Hey, as long
Let me
as it's not like
see.
a Planet of the Apes thing, I'm okay.
Let me see.
now.
Being torn apart by a neutron star, being sucked into a black hole, or just being nuked into oblivion. I don't know.
The black hole would probably be the best, but you know.
At least if I'm nuked into oblivion, at least I'm vaporized in not even half a second.
Hey, you do realize that scientists have absolutely no idea how black holes work. It's just a theory.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only one, and so they're going to try to build one in CERN in Switzerland. So
Please, they've been trying to build. They've been trying to build antimatter for decades.
Like there's theories about black holes being portals to alternate dimensions and shit. I mean, nobody really knows how they work. So
Oh yeah. There's the other one, Madam Web. I saw that stupid ass trailer, and it's like,
yeah,
Oh,
Craven's
looks great.
coming out too. So
I'm watching the trailer. I'm going, when am I going to see this? When am I going to actually see Madam Web? Because I'm going, where's this old lady in a wheelchair?
I about vomited in my
I'm waiting for an
popcorn
old
with
lady in a wheelchair. No old lady in a wheelchair.
the radioactive lion blood. What the fuck?
I'm gonna head out, guys.
See ya, Warren. Have a
See you,
good one.
Warren.
Yeah, just
Hey,
what am I
Warren.
so excited for? Like seriously.
Actually,
You know-
I'm not heading out. I'm lying. I just wanted to. I wanted to get like a
You want attention?
yeah. Right there.
Yeah, a scientific theory is that it's a theory where the majority of scientists go, yeah, we agree with this, as opposed to a general theory where it's most of the population. That's the only difference.
well, a
Scientists
theory in
agree-
science is to be
regular
believed
people
100% like it's a religion. So that's why you have to stay 6 feet away.
Death by neutron star is actually a lot more terrifying than anything else. Fucking trying to think of other ones. Gamma ray burst, getting hit by a gamma ray burst. That'll take you out. But
I'm an '80s kid. I survived the ozone layer depletion. I survived acid rain. That was supposed to kill us all. Please,
Don't forget the ice age that was supposed to come.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was supposed to
that
get an
ice
ice age.
don't forget the switching of the Earth's poles either. That was
Yeah,
supposed to
switching
happen
of
in
the Earth
2012.
pole, the bumblebee population being decimated was going to kill us
Yeah,
all.
the
Killer
1910
bees.
flood.
Killer bees were supposed to swarm up. African
Yeah,
killer bees.
The Africanization of the bees was supposed to kill us all.
African killer bees were heading up from South America. And I know we're not connected. So, how did they jump the
Technology was
ocean,
supposed to
you
fail
know?
at the turn of the millennium. Something like that.
Yeah, when
Y2K.
when it
That
hit,
was a
yeah,
great party.
Y2K, because none of the computers were programmed to accept the 000. We were all going to go into the ice age. It was or the dark ages and whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna-
You also survived that. You survived that fire in the 1700s. Remember that?
We survived moon.
Not only that, we're surviving A24 movies. I mean, come on. What more of a disaster do you need?
By the way, Cole,
Became a movie star. That should have been one of the prophecies in the goddamn Bible of the end times, is that the wrestler The Rock became a movie star.
Yeah, he's great.
by the way, Cole, I got a question about a movie that's coming. I keep seeing trailers for it. Long Legs. What do you know about it?
Long Legs.
It's made by that studio Neon, something like that. Looks like a horror film.
Yeah,
once again, it's got one of the. It's a movie where the trailer is very vague and doesn't really tell you anything.
Okay, yeah,
but-
well, yeah, I haven't really
Oh
heard
my
much
God,
of
it's
it.
got
But,
Nicolas Cage in it.
Isn't that all
Okay,
A24
well-
films though?
Oh, it's got
Neon's
Blair
pretty good,
Underwood.
too. Yeah, well, the director,
look-
okay, the director is fairly good, I guess. He's made some decent things. I mean,
I don't even recognize his name.
I don't recognize
Oz
anybody
Perkins.
anymore. I'm so old.
okay, well,
Oz
he has like good visuals in his films, but his stories and pacing are kind of bad. He did like that Gretel and Hansel film and Black Coat's Daughter.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I keep seeing trailers for it, and it just keeps piquing my interest a little bit. I'm like, I mean, I'll check it out when it comes out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Neon's pretty great, so I'm sure it will be at least decent.
Yeah.
It should be decent. And I think we should all have a decent day as we head out there. Most of us are cold here in Texas. We're experiencing the first freeze of the year, as we do normally. So
this is really wet over here in North Carolina. Yeah. We've gotten rain after rain after rain for like the past 3 or 4 days.
Eventually it'll head in your direction, and that'll turn to some nice little wintry weather for you with some snow.
I hope not.
If the precipitation stays. If not, it'll just blow it out of the air like it did here. We had the rain, and then it just pushed it away, and now everything's just cold.
I hope not. I have to deal with the dumbasses on the highway on the way to work every fucking day, and I don't want to have to deal with the dumbasses and snow and ice at the same time.
Yeah. Nobody knows how to drive here in Texas. So that's why we close everything down once it reaches 52 degrees. But
didn't Texas shut down because you got less than an inch of snow?
Yeah, I think they just threatened snow, and we got flurries. We shut everything down. We will not go outside if it's cold outside.
You think that's bad?
Hunker down.
When I was in school, they shut down everything just by mentioning snow. Nothing ever hit the ground.
You guys are
nothing ever hit the ground, and they shut down everything for 2 weeks.
You guys would not survive Canada, man. You get. Did
you happen to see? There was a 100 car pileup on our freeway here over here in Fort Worth, in North Texas last year. 100 cars piled up because they were going the speed limit on ice.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that guy who wore 5 jackets to a hockey game thinking it'll be cold in the arena.
These are the times where we thin the herd, okay? Everybody smart stays indoors.
Natural
and everybody else who
selection
says
is a
I could
hell
live
of a
in
thing."
Canada and go out there and they fill the ditches,
Natural
So
I
selection
thought
is
it
a
was
hell of a
bad
thing.
that Californians think 70 degrees is cold. Jesus.
Shut up. Stop telling my secrets.
Oh no, I yell at my friend when he says 69 degrees is cold in Florida. I'm like, you're an idiot.
It is cold.
It's not cold.
It's freezing. You're right. It's worse than cold. It's freezing. You'll die in that weather.
32 degrees here in New York. That's cold.
That's cold.
Yeah, but you guys
a lot
are
of
made for
people-
that weather.
Apparently,
Yeah,
a lot of
built
people up
different.
north think
You're
that
right.
76 degrees is really hot. I went to
It is
South.
hot. What do you mean?
I went to
God,
South
Cole, you're such a
Dakota.
baby.
I went to South Dakota in
is.
summertime a couple of years ago to visit some relatives, and we're outside shooting fucking hoops and shit, and they're sweating their asses off. This is 76 degrees weather with zero humidity, and they're sweating like they've been running a marathon, and I'm not sweating at all. They're like, "How are you not sweating?" I'm like, "Dude, it feels great outside." They're like, "No, it's not." I'm like, you guys are clearly you guys don't have to deal with North Carolina weather when it's 96 degrees and humidity is 30%.
Well, WZ says it's freezing, and Bryce says nobody stops for 8 inches. And Walter says we have 2 inches per hour of snow right now. And the Joker says it's 43 here. That's right now.
Okay, try to understand this. Because you're all American, that's in Fahrenheit. In Canada, we use Celsius, which makes it even colder.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you stop at 0, right?
No, we go to -0. We get minus 20 degrees Celsius weather.
Damn.
We actually get below the freezing point here.
Coldest weather I've ever been in is maybe -10. That's a
Yeah, that's nothing.
I don't think I've ever been in weather that was in the negatives.
well, I was in South Dakota
You think
again for
California-
Christmas one time, and yeah,
We
it
have
snowed.
snow in Big Bear and Arrowhead.
Go to the snow.
And I have gone to the snow.
In Canada, the snow comes to you whether you want it or not.
Oh, wait, you know that's not true. It did snow, I think, last year here, for one day. It was really
76,
weird. It was
I think you'll be fine if you get into negative numbers when it comes to weather, because you are always used to dealing with negative climates, especially on Twitter.
That wasn't snow. The drug plane just exploded in the air. That's what happened.
Yeah, I guess that explained why I got high when I stuck my tongue out.
Pretty much.
Damn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let us know when you learn about bottles.
We do. We have bottles.
That's just in the bad parts of Canada, like Toronto.
It comes out of the cow in a bag, eh? It's in a bag. The cow's a bag, eh? Might as well put it in a bag, eh? The absolute worst Canadian accent I've ever heard.
Okay, first of all, you spelled Canadian wrong. It's a capital C.
No, it's not. That's you won't let in Americans because you're afraid we'll stop. We're your last stop against the Mexicans. So.
And here Jaded is trying to let a Mexican in. Shame on him.
Yeah.
Hey! I have the receipts. I have the receipts. I have the receipts.
I thought they didn't get
I can't put them on here because obviously the rating is like a G to PG rating, but I have the receipts.
Well, so do I.
No, you don't.
Everybody in different countries, they all want to try to shame the United States. But if you really wanted to shame the United States, you'd quit putting our measurements on the bottles we import from you guys.
Well, that's because we got to tell them from you because you're the country that hasn't actually joined the metric system like
that's
the rest of the goddamn world.
That's right.
Because
and everybody goes through the dollar.
I love this. I love
Everything's
this.
based
The
on the dollar.
metric system, which is in batches of 10,
Rebel.
is too confusing for you guys.
It's not too confusing. We just refuse. There's a difference. We're stubborn.
10 millimeters is 1 centimeter. 10 centimeters is 1 meter.
And there goes my brain.
100 meters is 1 meter. 100 meters is 1 kilometer. Apparently, that's too confusing for you guys.
No, we learned this in math class. We just refuse to apply it. There's a difference.
Bow to our will. We'll buy your products.
That's pretty much it right there. That's pretty much it.
This from Joker.
What
That
are
was
the
pretty
odds?
good. That was pretty good.
I use the Norwegian cream. Brian, what are you talking about? We were. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's like that Norwegian sauce. If you know what I mean.
God. We're headed back. We're headed back. Headed back to Titanus.
Oh, God.
Oh, anyway, I'm trying to wrap this up so we can get out of here, guys. So let's go ahead. Where was it? Oh, darn it. I lost my place. Here we go. Nope, that's not it. There we go.
Oh, girls just wanna have fun. Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way.